Today, the Pentagon authenticated 11 additional videos that show unidentified flying objects, or in the Pentagon's words, aerial phenomenon. But they provided no answers, as you heard, as to what they are. That doesn't sit well with Congressman Tim Burchett of Tennessee, who's been leading the fight to declassify the Pentagon's UFO files. Congressman, we get any closer to answers today?
Absolutely not. I think the cover-up continued. The video they showed was 30 seconds long, and they couldn't even slow it down to show the one frame that was supposed to show that evidence. Go back to the Tic Tac video where the Navy pilots are actually describing what's going on. That's the person we should have had. We had a Navy pilot there, and he wasn't even testifying. So I think that I think it continues to be a cover-up. I don't have the answers, but I'll tell you, they're not providing them.
So you obviously are purview to a lot of other information that we're not, and we've been in classified briefings. Three obvious explanations for the videos we see. One, it's American technology that's top secret. Two, it's Russian or Chinese technology. Three, it's people from outer space who've got way better technology than we do. There's only one way to sleep well at night, which is that it's U.S. technology. Should, after today's hearing, the American people sleep well?
No, I think if there's something out there that was going to do something, it would have happened a long time ago. I don't think it's Chinese or the Russians. I mean, honestly, if it was Russia, Putin would have landed one on the White House lawn and gotten out bare-chested and wrestled the president on a unicorn or something. In China, they would overtake us all. And if we had it, we would knock everything down out of the air. So that really leaves only one of two options. It's either something that we've recovered and we're reverse engineering, or it is actually something coming from out of this world.
It's kind of crazy. I don't know if you ever heard of a guy named Trace Crowder. He is a fellow Tennessean who today put some thoughts on Twitter about this. Take a listen.
But, I'd like some answers. And now Congress is holding a hearing on the subject for the first time in 50 years. A lot of people are pissed off. They're like, what are they doing talking about that with all the real problems we got in this country? And I hear you, but I don't know exactly. Because first of all, it ain't like Congress is going to fix any of those real problems. They generally don't do that sort of thing. It's sort of like being like, what are they doing wasting their time not doing about UFOs when they could be wasting it not doing about insurrectionists and the housing crisis? Like, is that much of a difference, really?
Trace Crowder, a well-known comedian in Tennessee there. But Congressman, it brings up an important point. If Congress can't get answers on something this simple from the Pentagon, how can we expect that Congress really knows what's going on with the Pentagon at all?
Well, first of all, he's not that well known. I've never heard of him. And that's an argument that you always hear. I've heard that since I've been in the state legislature in Tennessee or in the mayor's office. Why are you dealing with this and all this other? Because that is the purview of that committee. That is what they deal with. The Intelligence Committee does not deal with roads. They don't deal with things like that. They deal with things in the intelligence community, and that's why they're dealing with that. It was within their purview, and that's what the committees do.
No, and I think we're glad that they are. The question is why aren't they getting any answers? Why is there this stonewalling?
Because federal government has a history of that, and the people that are there on the committee and the people testifying are patriotic Americans, but it's within their limited purview or scope of information that they have. When one of the Republicans, who's a former Marine officer, asked about a specific incident, he said, we don't have any data on that. Now, what does that mean? Why can't he just push Google? Everybody that's sitting behind the cameras knew exactly what he was talking about. That's a well-documented incident. And for them to say that means, one, are they a liar? I don't think so. I think he's just limited within his scope of what they have. And what they're going to do is they're going to bring in somebody that is an astrophysicist or somebody with incredible credentials that's going to head up this organization, but they have no information on UFOs or UAPs in the past. And so, but they'll discover it within their own little thing, and they'll say, this is something we don't know what it is. And this is just kicking the can down the road, which the Pentagon does a very good job of. I'm guilty of it, as the American public is. We want our pizzas in 30 minutes or less, and that's about our dadgum attention span. And they're hoping this will move on to something else. But the people that are out there concerned about it, that have contacted me from all over, literally all over the world, and specifically in this country, though, are very interested. And the only reason we're discussing this, me and you today, is because of the Tic Tac videos, the leaked videos of the cameras, the wing cameras the Navy pilots had. And that is the only reason this is out in the public purview right now.
Well, that is true, and because people like you are also staying on this and being willing to fight for answers. Congressman, we appreciate it, and we admire being able to push through with all the noise behind you. Thank you, sir.
That's all right, and keep up with it. We need transparency in government, and we don't have that. Especially this issue shows that completely.
Come back when you have things. Thank you, sir.